Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, out on another exploration, and I'm joined today by the lovely Cynthia Julian. Hello, Cynthia.
Hello, Richard.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
We are in Coldwaltham.
We are.
Now, you may have seen a video I've done where I've interviewed Father Peter, who is the vicar here, as well as a number of other places. He mentioned at Coldwaltham one of the oldest yew trees in the country that is here. I didn't even know that.
No, I didn't really, but we found it.
We have found it. It's here. We're going to have a look at it, but we're also going to have a look at this lovely church, which is just behind us. Saint Giles, off the A29, very busy A29, the London to Brighton road, which at one point was Stane Street, if I've got that right, the Roman road from Chichester. So let's have a little stroll up to the church, because there's a number of things to look at, and then we'll have a look at the wonderful yew tree. Mm-hmm. So after you, young lady.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful, lovely church. I believe it's, 13th century or
yes,
12th, 13th?
13th century, I believe.
We're just going to circumnavigate it first of all, past this tree. Do you know what this is? Oh, this is a fir tree of some description.
A larch.
Is it a larch?
Looks like a larch, yeah.
We're just...
100% sure, but...
One of the main features of the church is the rather lovely bell tower.
It is. It's quite unique, isn't it, Richard?
It is very unique. It's got some timber at the top of it. So you've got the main stone bell tower as you would normally expect to see. Then you've got this timber with what looks like wattle and daub infill. Beautiful, well, not really windows, are they? What would you call those?
I don't know what they are, really. Just like ventilation.
Yeah. And then you've got the shingled tiled roof. And inside there, presumably, are the bells.
There are. I'm not sure how many there are.
No. We may have a quick look inside a bit later on. So they say that they've done some work on the dating of those timbers.
Yes, I believe somewhere around 1261.
Wow.
Which bears out that it's 13th century.
Yes. Yeah. So now, Father Peter was telling me that Coldwaltham was on a floodplain.
Oh, really?
And this was an outcrop of rock.
Oh, okay.
And so it obviously came out of any flooding that was here. And they built the church here purely because of the yew tree.
Really?
And he believes...
So it predates the church?
So it predates the church, and he believes that it was probably a pagan site.
Yeah.
People would have come and
definitely.
And done whatever the pagans used to do.
Around the back.
And then, of course, when the Romans came and with it new religions, the church and Christianity supplanted the paganism. We're going to walk past the west end of the tower here, looking at this beautiful stone and this arched doorway, and head up towards the rather remarkable tree.
Yes, Richard, they have a plaque.
Oh yes,
the tree here.
Here is the plaque, if my shadow doesn't completely destroy it. It says, Saint Giles at Coldwaltham. This yew tree is one of the 12 oldest in the country and is subject of a preservation order.
That's a relief.
So as you say, that is a relief, isn't it? And then behind us, we get to see in the shadows there, it is amazing, it is sadly in the shadows, but we'll do our best to film this remarkable tree.
Huge. Absolutely huge.
Isn't it? I don't know what the girth of this is, but we're just going to circumnavigate the tree here so that we can get an idea.
And it's hollow.
And it is hollow. It apparently it needs a little bit of work put on it. There we are, looking right up. It is a remarkable, isn't it? I love the...
It's very tactile.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love the way that the bark on a yew tree is a bit like lava flow.
Here, it's fantastic, isn't it?
And I know Julia would...
yeah, she wouldn't be able to hug this one because it's too big.
She'd be kicking herself that she missed this. It is hollow on the inside. Just have a look on the inside. I'll just peek through there and you can see. And it is interesting to think that this site, and people would have
Yes.
come here
Yeah.
and prayed to their various gods,
Absolutely.
had whatever rituals and burials and whatever
Absolutely.
here before.
All
the-
these houses.
Yeah, well, before the houses and more specifically before the church,
Before the church. Yeah.
which has some very nice. As soon as we went in, they said it's got some very nice cut glass windows,
Has it? Oh,
painted windows. So I think we'll just go around the east end, and then we'll have a quick look inside, shall we?
let's do that.
So we're coming back round. Lots of old graves, and interesting. Talking of the graves, there are a couple of interesting people buried here.
Yes, Ernest Shackleton, the explorer, another explorer.
Another Ernest
His
Shackleton.
wife and daughter are buried in the churchyard here.
They've got two lots of churchyards. They've got a sort of an extension,
Yes.
and it's in the
And it's in
extension.
the extension through the pair of Yew Trees. So.
So not Ernest Shackleton, but he died on his expedition.
He did, yes.
But his
I think
wife-
his wife and family lived in the next village, but this was their church, so
Oh
they're
right,
buried here.
because they didn't have a church in their
No,
own.
They
No.
didn't, no.
Let's have a quick poke inside then.
Okay.
Coming up to the porch here on the south, and we'll step inside. Obviously, any church has gone through various renovations and things, but there are some interesting features to behold. We'll just walk through the nave here with this very lovely mosaic type floor, the tiled floor that I reckon the Victorians must have put in, and then up towards the altar here with these very delightful windows which look rather spectacular. It's lovely, isn't it?
It is a sweet church,
It's
and
a
the
church.
floor is quite spectacular.
It's a church that I've seen many times as I've driven on the A29.
I've never ever been in.
I've never been
No,
in.
never have.
And I think because there's no car park and you can't sort of just
No.
pull in,
No,
it's
that's
not
true.
immediately obvious.
No.
But once you're here, you can see that that it looks like there the north aisle is a later addition because it's got slightly different
Yes.
stonework, and then there seems to be an older south aisle.
Oh, absolutely right.
But that's me speculating. What do I know? One of the things that we were shown is actually in the bell tower itself. If we can go in, there's a lady there, I think, sorting out the flowers, but we're just going to see if we can go in and have a look at the font, because it's got this very lovely font cap, which if you look above there, I suppose that's a golden eagle. And actually it looks like there's three bells here. I can see 3 ropes, 3 sallies.
Okay.
So I assume there's 3 bells. I know we have some enthusiastic bell ringers
We do.
who
We
enjoy
would-
what I do, so I'm sure they'll come up and tell
and they
me.
would like them mentioned.
Yes, they'll know chapter and verse. Clearly there's lots of things to have a look at in the church, and you can get a little information book and all of that, but it's just a splendid little place to come and visit. For me, the Yew Tree is particularly interesting,
Very.
and the church tower.
Very.
Cynthia,
Quite unique.
It is very unique, and I've seen it, and I've often looked at it and admired it as I've
Yeah.
whizzed
I
past.
never ever stopped.
So do stop. Anyway, Cynthia, thank you so much for bringing
You're
me here. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe, become a patron. Let me know if you've got any views and thoughts on the church or indeed the Yew Tree, and we'll see you on another video. Until then, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.